All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel. For listening to this the day after the Strickland Podcast Network, I am Sam. I'm joined by Tyrese. Knicks lose 116 to 102 to the Boston Celtics. Yes, but before we get started, of course, BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or your mobile devices. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. We've also got a great new sponsor. I love betting with my friends and betting with them on anything. Sports games, who's fast. That's what Cut allows me to do. The Cut app is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's legal in 40 plus states. Cut has customizable odds, tracking capabilities, and an entire social network with group chats, user profiles, and rewards. All payments, no need for Venmo. Use our promo code BELIEVE-NICKS, that's BLEAV NICKS, for a 10% welcome deposit bonus. Don't forget that promo code. That's BELIEVE-NICKS. Cut. Put your money where your mouth is. All right. Knicks lose this game. It was a very annoying game because, like, first of all, we're already shorthanded. Three players, three starters, three very important players, two defensive player of the year type players, and an all NBA forward in Randle. And yeah, I mean, we kind of knew what we were getting into with the Celtics. The Celtics, they shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes, especially against us this year, it seems like, even more than other teams. But that's what happened tonight. You know, the Knicks, Jalen Brunson did all he could. He finished with, I want to say, 34 points, 9 assists.
Yep.
But it still wasn't enough for against the Celtics team. I mean, this team just didn't have enough going for them. We didn't have enough shooting luck on our side. They had all the shooting luck on their side. I mean, guys like Bogdanovich, who had like 6 threes the last game, had like what, 2 threes tonight or 1 3. Like, he didn't do much today. Alec Burks basically gave you nothing. Like, his contributions to this basketball game were nothing of the positive kind. And Precious Achua didn't give us the same, 18 and 11 that he gave us the last game. Granted, it's against a much tougher opponent, but, these are just things that, if we're not getting consistent level of play from these guys who, again, were overextending due to injuries, then, this is the result of those things,
Yeah, it's hard to get mad about a game like this, given the quality of the opponent and the quality of the team that we're running out there right now. Like, this is the tread water part of the season until everybody gets healthy. We heard about like Julius hopefully being back mid-March. That's what they said on ESPN broadcast, and OG should be coming back fairly soon, according to Woj. But like, yeah, it's kind of hard to get worked up about like losing to the Boston Celtics. Just given the state of the team right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the team is shorthanded. We kind of knew what we were getting into with this, with the way this team is set up right now. I mean, even with the acquisitions at the deadline, it's still, you're still putting guys in positions that they're not really meant to be in. Like, you're still overextending guys. Like, guys like Dante DiVincenzo is someone who's a prime example of someone that's just overextended, and you see in some of these games where, like, he just doesn't have the juice anymore, because he's been overextended in all these other games. Bogdanovich hit 6 threes last game, doesn't hit much tonight. It's just like, when you're expecting, I guess, above level play from these guys, it's just not going to be there every night, because that's just not who they are as players. Like, they're not consistently like this, or else they'd be, billed as such higher tier performers, but that's not who they are. Shout out to what DiVincenzo and all the other guys have given us throughout this stretch, but like you said, Tyrese, we're just trying to tread water at this point, because especially against opponents like the Celtics, who are the best team in the league. And when they're shooting like the way they were today, it's just like you can't. There's nothing you can do against that. Like the only thing you can do is hope that guys like Bogdanovich, Burks, DiVincenzo hit their shots. And tonight it just wasn't the case. So just gotta tip your hat and move on from there.
Yeah, it's just like it also doesn't help that like even the guys that are playing are banged up, like Hartenstein with the Achilles, DiVincenzo with the I believe it's his hamstring, and then like again Bogey dealing with that injury as well. Um, I also kind of feel like you're seeing the limitations of Hartenstein as a defender. Like I know the numbers look really sexy, but he just does not have the athletic ability to keep up with the Celtics the way that Mitch does. And that's why, like, even if we're gonna give up threes, Mitch is like better for paint protection. Um, yeah, it's just like they went 9 of 11 from 3 1/4. That's kind of the game.
Yeah, and we didn't have anything to combat that. Like, Jalen Brunson was working his ass off to get like barely open looks for himself and for other people on the team. Like, yeah, it just came down to that. And like, I know everyone has like their thoughts about like things that Thibs or anyone else could have done, but like when a team is just gonna like spam threes and just hit them at like um video game percentages, like nothing you could do. Like every single three they threw up, I was just like, all right, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
it's like literally like there's nothing the Knicks could have done because like personnel wise, we don't have the personnel to really combat that. Like, and yeah, that's just what the Celtics do. And we kind of knew that coming into this game too. So
yeah, like you can't get mad at a team. Again, like the Celtics are the best team in the fucking NBA. The idea that like, oh no, like could it have been better in the macro? Absolutely, but like there's just some shit you can't control. Like they're a good team for a reason, you know. But it is annoying to lose this game. It's always annoying to lose to the Celtics.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. You think I want to say you're talking about another L to the Celtics? That's like all we've talked about every time we play the Celtics on here.
Yeah, and like last year, that wasn't the
And
case.
every time it's the same script. It's the same script. They hit a million threes, and we can't do anything about it. And I don't think we've played them with like our team fully fleshed out, like with what you call it, with OG and all that.
No, we
So
haven't.
like,
We didn't play them with OG.
and like I know I've seen Celtics fans talk on the timeline like, oh, OG hasn't done anything, against like Tatum or whatever, but like it makes a huge difference when it's OG Anunoby versus Josh Hart guarding Jason Tatum. I'll say that. Like it makes a huge difference.
Also, like I get that Precious has been playing really well, but like that guy looked fucking shook.
He's also overextended.
Yeah, like he's definitely overextended. It's like he's been playing like fucking 38 minutes a
40
night.
minutes a night,
Yeah,
basically. And you're asking him to guard like what, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum tonight? Like,
yeah. And you're also asking him to like do stuff offensively, like make decisions and stuff like that. Like he's getting overextended because he's not supposed to be playing that kind of role. Like it's the Knicks are going to be treading water. That's really all this is going to be. So it's like you hope you can win the games you can win, maybe steal a couple here and there, but like honestly, it's looking like as long as they finish as a top 4 seed, like you'll take it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, we can go through the box score, I guess, and talk about each different player, but like, I mean, there's really not really much to really get into. I mean, I will get through some of these comments as well, so make sure you guys leave some comments. I know this is the most exciting game to talk about. But we'll make it work. I'll give some props to Josh Hart. Since the All-Star break, he looks more energized, rejuvenated, confident, whatever word you want to say. He had 16, 8, and 6 tonight. 6 to 10 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3 point. He just looks like the Josh Hart that we acquired last year, and that's good to see. Hopefully, he can continue this. And if he can continue to play like this when we get everybody else back, and the team is fully healthy, fully fleshed out, that just makes us that much more, deadly. I think in the playoffs if he can continue to use this momentum going forward.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly wish I had more thoughts, man. I really do not. But like Josh Hart playing his ass off is good to see. He might just be one of those like post All-Star game kind of dudes. Like I think Josh Hart coasts his ass off throughout the season. I think he's been especially coasting now that like he went to the playoffs last year. He played in Team USA. Like you hear the guy talk, and he's just like, "I'm coasting." And I
It's a
think
lot of mileage on his body.
yeah, and he's also been like playing the power forward, and you're asking him to like guard 2 to 4, sometimes even ones. It's just like the dude is basically being asked to like play a Swiss Army knife, and like that's probably shortchanging it. And then you're also asking him to like give you stuff like offensively because he's now like, let's say realistically, he's like the fourth option. Like he's probably the fourth option right now. So like,
On
yeah, man,
offense, like when
yeah.
everybody's fully healthy.
No, like when everybody's fully healthy. I think he's the fourth option right now, given the team constraints. Like you're not gonna ask Precious or Isaiah to score.
Who's 1 and 2? I mean, who's 2 and 3?
I mean, right now I'd say it's obviously DiVincenzo, and then like take your pick of who's hot for Burks, Bogey, whatever. Like most nights he's like the third, fourth option, and that's never where you want Josh Hart to be. So
Yeah. Khan, your thoughts on tonight's game? We basically spoke about how the Celtics hit a million threes, and the Knicks really didn't have anything to really fight back against that.
Yeah. OG Anunoby plays in this game. Jaylen Brown's not doing half that shit. And I also think if OG Anunoby plays, the Celtics don't get nearly as much penetration as they did in this game. And I think a lot of the Hartenstein discourse that I've seen on Twitter during and after the game, just talking about his limitations as a rim protector, everybody's gonna look like shit when nobody can stop the ball, right? So
I know, but also like you could see his athletic. Like I get it, he's still like working his way back from injury, but like as an athlete,
I think he's still hurt. Honestly,
he is. He's absolutely still hurt. Like
I think he's still hurt. He's just like grinding it out because he knows like the team has no one else to play. Like he knows that we're throwing Jericho Sims out there if he's not playing.
True, but also I do think that like you're seeing the fact that he isn't that much of like he's not a twitch athlete. I think he's a strong dude, but he's not like you can't ask him to like do some stuff where it's like you need to move more on the perimeter, and that's never been his game. So, and like as a rim protector, he's like really good at like blocking shots. It's kind of like Noel, where it's like he's good at blocking shots, and you don't shoot at the rim against him, but like he's not that imposing force for teams. Don't just like alter shots. Like he doesn't alter shots with like defensive gravity. That's what Mitch does. So like you're looking at him protect the rim, and it's like he's not. If you can get past him, he's not a good rim defender. And like that's a shitty ass way to phrase it, but like what I'm saying is essentially like if you can like break him down, he doesn't protect the rim as well. But like with Mitch, there's recovery that's like just elite. He has elite recovery, the ability to like second, third jump, stuff like that.
I don't think you're wrong. My point is solely that he, for lack of a better term, like was kind of getting exposed, air quotes around exposed tonight. And it's, to me, like, are those things that you said true? Yeah. But to me, it's also like there was multiple, drive, kick out, drive again, every possession, like 3 or 4 drives to the rim every possession. And I don't care if it's Mitch or if it's Hartenstein, the difference I think Mitch would have made, especially in a game like today where Tatum is like low key one of the most ridiculous foul baiters in the league on drives, in my opinion. Like he has that go up and then extend your arms out, move down pat. He fucking spams that shit. Like I thought Hartenstein was disciplined in contests, and I don't know if Mitch would have been as disciplined. And I'm not over here trying to sound like a Mitch hater. Like I promise I'm not, but I just think the Hartenstein stuff is overblown for today. I think there was a lot on his plate. And having to do that while being conscious of KP from three is just impossible. So
well, he was also he had to double a bunch. I mean the whole team had to double a bunch today on the perimeter just because like no one really could stay in front of their guy.
Yeah.
And the doubling caused the breakdowns, which caused the open threes, and the Celtics literally could not miss in the third quarter from three. Wish they had their fourth quarter shooting performance in the third quarter instead, because like fourth quarter they couldn't hit a three to save their life, like we couldn't. But you know, but that was a ridiculous shooting performance, and part of that was the defensive breakdowns in that they were. I mean, we had to double a bunch on the perimeter because again, that's where OG Anunoby helps a bunch, where he's able to shut a lot of stuff down. And guys like Josh Hart and DiVincenzo, they're not overly taxed. They're able to play those passing lanes, and they probably would have got a bunch of steals today, most likely. Because like I saw a bunch of Celtics fans that are like, oh, you know, OG doesn't move the needle because you know Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they've killed him a bunch of times, whatever the case may be. But like the impact is like OG, he may not like stop those guys completely, but like he bothers them enough to where the other guys defensively aren't overtaxed and they can do their job, whether it's in the passing lanes or as help defenders or as recovering defenders or whatever it may be, or rotating defenders. So, you know, I think that's where that impact is missed. And yeah,
I got to be honest, Derek White like impressed the hell out of me tonight.
Yep.
That's the one thing where I was like, all right, in a playoff series, I could totally see OG, Randle, Mitch going up against Brown, Tatum, and KP, and just like, you know, that kind of being just, I guess, like the focal point of the matchup, right? Those three front court matchups. But I was watching Derek White, dude, and I was like, you know, Drew Holiday, fine, like he could get his 25 if he wants to. Like I don't think Drew Holiday is going to be impacting the games too much if we're letting him loose on offense. But Derek White was making some crazy shots today. And I've been watching the Celtics all season. I've been following him. But what he did tonight is just like, dude, deep threes, off the dribble float game. I was super impressed with him. And that's what I'm most concerned about with the playoffs. I don't know if we can, you know, put Dante on him and be confident that he'll kind of match up well.
Jeff, you've joined us. Jeff, your thoughts on tonight's games?
Hell yeah. I had two takeaways. Like I always try to look for things that mattered long term. And I feel like with OG and Randall out, it's kind of hard to truly find too much that really mattered. But I found one positive and one negative. The positive that I found is that Brunson can do whatever he wants, even against Drew and Derek White, that's really impressive. I don't mean that in a throw shade at White and Holiday way. I have a lot of respect for them. Like some of the screens that Holiday was navigating tonight, it was like they weren't even there. He would just skate around them and get back in front of the ball handler. But with how far into drop Porzingis plays, Brunson can just get whatever he wants. And so when they match up, the Celtics are not going to just play straight up against Brunson. They're not going to let him beat them. And if they do, he's going to have a huge series against them if they play. And I assume he's going to force the adjustment of them blitzing Brunson, them trying to get the ball out of his hands. And when that happens, if the Knicks are at full strength, they're set up to beat those or to take advantage of those, for lack of a better word, advantages that Brunson creates. I thought that was super evident tonight. I know Brunson's final line, he was 12 of 25, but like part of that was just they had nobody else. And when they were blitzing him, he was still taking some shots. The negative that I took away from tonight is that whether the Knicks are healthy or not, the super obsessive guarding of the rim is not going to work against this team. Like, it's just, you can't, even with OG and Randle back, and I got yelled at tonight for grouping them together. I'm obviously not grouping Randle with OG as a defender, but Randle is someone you can put on Tatum. He's a better option than anyone the Knicks had tonight on Tatum. Anyone, including Josh Hart. So, like, yes, he was missed tonight defensively, whether you think he's as good as OG, which he isn't, obviously, but it's not the point. But
he's also good as a switch defender, too, like when he gets switched onto the...
Absolutely. But even when healthy, the Celtics aren't trying to get the rim. Like, so obsessing over stopping a team that really has no interest in taking a lot of layups from getting layups is playing into their hands, because you just can't stunt and recover to try to protect Brunson for 48 minutes. Stretches like we saw tonight are inevitable. And this team has 5 legitimate 3-point threats in their starting lineup. And some people might laugh at including Drew Holiday in that, but the Celtics are super smart, and all they do is place Holiday in the corner. He leads the NBA in 3-point shooting, corner 3-point shooting percentage. Like, if all he does is shoot open corner threes, that is not a shot you want to see. So, look, I think the Knicks will be underdogs, even healthy, if they play the Celtics. But I do think there is a path to winning the series. I don't think they're dead. But I think that if they play this standard defense and don't adjust, they're really going to be at the mercy of open 3-point shooting variants. And I don't love that outcome for them, or I don't love how that projects for them, because the Celtics just have a ton of good shooters.
Well, I do trust leaving Drew Holiday open come playoff time. So there's that. Because he will not fail when it comes to letting people down in the playoffs with his shooting. But yeah, I mean, like, it's why, like, the Knicks have lost the same way to the Celtics all year. You know, like Jeff said, the over reliance on the, like, what is the Celtics, like, rim, like, take percentage? Like, how, like, what is their drive percentage and actually, like, converting layups? Because it doesn't seem like they're a team that, like, takes layups or anything like that. Like, they just seem like a team that just spams threes, like, literally. Like, that's it. And it's very hard to beat a team that, like,
they spam threes or they get mismatches with KP out of the post. That seems to be kind of like how they get shots closer to the rim. But, like, Tatum is not, like, unless you give him the opportunity, he's gonna get to like a step back. And that's always been, like, kind of Tatum's thing. Like, he's always going to take a certain amount of threes. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. It was just we were giving them up this game.
And it didn't even work. The Celtics were 31 of 46 from 2. Like, so there could be gains to taking them out of what they want to do. Like, if they're not shooting threes as consistently in rhythm, okay, so they shoot a couple more open twos. That could be a good thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem like giving up a ton of open threes is the way against this team. I think it might be the way against, or if you're a worse team, like if you're the 8 seed and you have no chance of beating the Celtics, okay, introduce all the variants you want. Maybe the Celtics will just miss. You know, like, I get that. But the Knicks at full strength are a really, really good team. Like, they shouldn't be wanting to, like, up the variance and thinking that's the way to win. I actually think that they can hang in there with the Celtics, but if you're obsessively guarding against the rim against a team that, again, just doesn't really care about getting to the rim a ton, I don't know. That was evident tonight, because here's the thing. People say, like, oh, well, these weren't our starters, so, like, it doesn't matter. This was probably, well, maybe not better, but it's not like they're sacrificing a ton defensively in terms of, like, overall output. Like, this is the whole appeal of this Jaylen plus role players, guys, is like you have guys that are really just going to lock in on defense all the time. So I don't think even putting OG on Tatum, like, the Celtics don't run a ton of, like, here, Jason Tatum, here's the ball. You know, that's not what the Celtics do. And that's where OG is going to thrive the most. He's going to take those possessions away from Jason Tatum. But even when you bring OG in, it's not like, okay, he's going to change the Celtics style tremendously. They're just going to move the ball out. They're going to drive and kick, and they're going to try to exploit the Knicks' over-reliance on protecting the rim.
Yeah. What I would say to that is like to kind of just liken it to another sport, which is going to make people laugh probably. Belichick, right, is like, let's say he's playing the Chiefs. Belichick is always going to be talking about how he wants to stop the run. Meanwhile, the Chiefs don't care about running the ball. They want to pass the ball because they have Patrick Mahomes. The Celtics don't give a shit about getting to the rim and taking 100 layups in a game because they want to take 100 3-pointers. So it's kind of like, just to kind of sum up what Jeff said, like Tibbs is never going to compromise his philosophy for the opponent. And if we match up with them and that rears its ugly head, I mean, so be it. But like at that point, you're just hoping that OG and Anunoby makes enough of it. OG and Mitch make enough of an impact to negate that.
I also just want to say that like the Knicks have built a team that it's not unreasonable to say has a chance against. Like this Boston team is really fucking good. It's okay to say that. Like I know this is a Knicks postgame show. It's a huge
team in basketball.
Right. They're the best team in the NBA, almost by far. Like they have by far the best starting five in the NBA. And I think the Knicks, I'm not going to say right there with them, but it's not like crazy to be like, oh, like you had Zach Lowe going on a podcast a week ago and being like, is it crazy to imagine the Knicks beating Boston in Game 7 in Boston? And they were both like, no, like that's how good a team this front office and this coaching staff is built. So like, I'm not getting on here and being like, oh, the Knicks lost this game because Tibbs likes protecting the rim. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying that like when you match up against a team this good, you have to win at the margins. You have to win every margin. And I think that's when they're going to lose if the status quo remains. That's my only point.
He has to be willing to adjust. I mean, we saw last game in the right way versus the Sixers. He adjusted at the end of that game. Tyrese Maxey was killing the Knicks, and he put Deuce in there. And Tyrese Maxey didn't hear his name for the rest of the night, basically, once Deuce got in there. And that's a credit to Tibbs for adjusting and making sure that we got the win when things looked like they were getting out of hand. And that's something that we hope that he can do in the playoffs. And to Jeff's point, even with like personnel and like in scheme and style wise defensively, we got to hope that he's willing to do that, because like seeing him take out Burks for Deuce not yesterday, but like the last game was just like eye-opening to a lot of fans, because like Burks is like one of his favorites. So like for him to do that was like an act of God happened. So like, it's going to take like 2 times that for him to like change what he wants to run defensively, I think, especially in the postseason, because we've seen in the past, like in the postseason, he kind of reverts to like these like very rigid ways of doing things, at least defensively and stuff like that. So, here's to hoping that, he's willing to change, especially given that he has, the perfect team built for him this time.
Yeah, and I mean, look, there's also there's paths where the Knicks don't have to play the Celtics. Like, it's not crazy for the Knicks to just get the 2-3 against Cleveland and to beat Cleveland in round 2, and then Milwaukee takes care. Like, Milwaukee can beat Boston. That's not an outrageous thing to happen.
No, that isn't.
I don't know with Doc Rivers over there, man.
It's Doc Rivers and that team. They can't.
Doc Rivers, man.
They can't defend the point of attack.
I keep forgetting that Doc is the coach. It's like, yeah, it's so funny.
And
I don't know how the memes. He creates a new meme every single day, but like
he creates a new quote every day. Like this guy is ridiculous,
outrageous.
His peak lying is like worse than LeBron's peak lying.
And that's hard.
Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away here.
No,
there's only one
wild lies. Like
dude.
He hasn't like Doc Rivers hasn't reached like I'm reading Malcolm X's biography level of lies. Like he hasn't reached that level.
He said
of lies
that
yet.
he tried to predict that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was going to be that guy. Like he tried to say that Tyrese Maxey was an all-star when he was benching him in the second half of games. Like.
But like that's not out as outrageous. That's not as outrageous as LeBron saying that he called Kobe's 81-point night, saying that he called Jalen Suggs' game winner, saying that
to the number, by the way.
He's committing HIPAA violations by lying.
The thing about LeBron is like nobody has told him no for like 20 years. So he just says whatever he wants all the time, and people he has people around him who just always go along with it. Like, it would be so hard not to be pathological. Like, I'm not excusing him, but like after the game last night, he just look at his quote on Wemby. He's like, I've been saying forever how special this kid is. Like, dude, you didn't know who he was a year. It's like he just
Doc doesn't reach these levels, man. Yeah. Doc is just now getting to a lying a pattern of it right now. Because
it's actually fitting. Like, LeBron is the king, and Doc, he loses in the second round of the lying playoffs. Like, that's what Doc does. It's okay.
Doc is learning the game right now. Is that what's happening?
He is. Yeah. I mean, the way the Bucks are playing now, I would not mind matching up with the Bucks. Honestly, right now, because I mean, we don't know the status of Chris Middleton. What's up with him? Their team is aging.
They really need him. They need Middleton a lot.
They need him bad, and the fact that they need aging, injury prone at this point in his career, Chris Middleton is concerning for that level of team, at least with the level of team that they're supposed to be. So I would not mind matching up with them. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how things shake up.
Obviously, give me the Cavs. If the Cavs are available, give me the.
Oh hell yeah! The way that their fans are crying about Karis LeVert and Georges Niang right now, it's give me.
Oh, you thought Georges Niang was gonna be good, dude? Come on.
LeVert in that Sixers game
was so bad.
As someone who totally didn't have dollars on that game. Oh my!
Why would you bet? Did you bet Cavs?
I did.
Why?
Without Spider,
they would have won the game if Karis LeVert could hit. I don't know, any open three for 48 minutes.
But Darius Garland's not gonna let that bitch fly. Oh my god!
You got fans clamoring for Darius Garland to be aggressive. It's just
dude, you've been asking for 4 years. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit higher on Garland than you guys. So.
He's an efficiency man. It's okay.
I was watching that game and I took a look at Georges Niang and I was like, get this guy in some fucking shoulder pads, dude. What?
I will say. Again, this is a Knicks post game, so nobody cares about this. But I thought it was really cool how Biggerstaff rotated the bigs. I posted that on Twitter yesterday. They have no chance of doing anything if Mobley and Allen play extended minutes together.
Exactly.
I think they have no chance. And Biggerstaff
was inevitable.
He was super experimented. He was experimenting a ton and basically playing them together as infrequently as possible, even shorthanded without Mitchell. So I still don't think I just don't. I mean, Mitchell's great, but I'm not sure what they can do in the playoffs. But if they're going to do something, it's going to be with a lot of single big, lineups where they can actually shoot the ball and trying to be objective and neutral. I was encouraged by that.
They are actively admitting it doesn't fucking work. They know it doesn't work. They know it doesn't work.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about XJ at this point. It's crazy to think about if the Cavs just included Mobley in the Lowry trade, or
they'd be significantly better. They'd be
instead of Lowry
better.
Because Mobley would have been worth more at the time than Lowry, so they would have more picks and Lowry Markkanen at power forward. They would be crazy. They would be in such good shape.
That would have been a threat to us.
Yeah.
Not this joke of a team that they are right now.
I'm sorry. They're gonna have to trade one of them. And
it's gonna be Mobley probably.
It's gonna be Mobley. Because you don't want to pay him.
Aggressive of the two, at least.
You don't want to pay him too. He's gonna get a fucking max contract. Why would I pay Evan Mobley max money?
So the only thing I'll say is, if I was a Cavs fan and they traded Mobley without giving him any legit long-term run at center, that would disgust me. Because the whole point of him being drafted so high was he was supposed to be Chet Holmgren, basically. Like, obviously, he doesn't have the shot Chet has, but he was supposed to be this like center who could space the floor a little bit, great passer, and they basically have invested zero time into figuring out if that can come to fruition. And I promise you, whatever team trades for him ain't trading for him to play power forward. And if I was a Cavs fan, I'd be sick to my fucking stomach if I traded Mobley and he just went to some other team and started crushing at center. Which
Yeah,
I
the problem is though, but like, it's Donovan. Like they accelerated their timeline so fucking hard to the point where it's like, well, he's not gonna be ready for center minutes for like 2 years. Like he has not played the center, so he's not gonna be ready for like another like year and a half, 2 years, and by then it's like, is Donovan even in Cleveland? So that's kind of it. It's like they accelerated their timeline, but then they say out the too big thing, and it's like, if you're going to accelerate your timeline like that, you had to choose between one of the bigs, but not my problem. So they're going to end up trading Mobley though. Like if they trade
again,
Allen,
like and to bring this back to the Knicks, like let's highlight how good a spot the Knicks are in. Like whatever happens this year is like they don't have to deal with problems like this. I feel like there's one sort of question. And
what's that?
It's Julius Randle get to the playoffs.
Julius
Randle.
Of course. Yeah, how can I forget?
But the problem is like
he's been gone for so long. I forgot that was the question that we all have on our minds.
He was like Al Green with the fucking beanie on, by the way.
And I think that this rest could actually be good for Julius, like in terms of his playoff production. Like again, assuming he doesn't need the surgery and he's able to actually come back and be healthy, I think that. I don't know. I could see him playing well in the playoffs because Brunson's going to garner more attention. They have more shooting around them with DiVincenzo and OG. Hartenstein in the starting lineup. Look, I'm not acting like he's a 3-point shooter, but with his passing and how he moves, he offers more gravity than Mitch does. Yeah. And if Randall's just getting the ball in more advantageous situations because Brunson's garnering more attention, I think he could have a huge playoff run if he's healthy.
I just need 56 true shooting. I'm literally asking for the bare minimum. Just give me 56 true shooting and like 20 points per game. I swear to God, I will legitimately pray for this.
56 true shooting and 20 points a game. I would be disappointed by that outcome. If I'm
Dude, it would legitimately be the best playoff run I've seen since fucking Patrick Ewing. Like
what about Jalen Brunson last year?
I was talking about from like
a
Knicks big. Sorry, I should have said from a Knicks big. But like
the bars in hell for Knicks bigs in the
the bars.
That shit is like Tyson Chandler in 20 whatever, bro.
Stop
like,
it.
13.
Don't say.
You mean when Tyson Chandler got like bent over a barrel by Roy Hibbert?
That's what I'm saying. That's how below the bar is, bro.
Exactly. Just okay. Fine, 57 true shooting. I'll bump it up a little bit, but like,
what about? I mean, I know Sam. I know. Oh God, none of you three were alive, but I was gonna say Larry Johnson in '99. But yeah, you.
I was just born like several months.
I wasn't born yet.
Nope.
God, what the fuck am I doing on this post?
I was born like what? What was that? Like 4 or 5 months right before that.
I was born 2 months after they lost the finals. So
well, I was in 4th grade.
Christ.
Wow.
I still wasn't even.
Sounds right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been fun.
Dude, you guys are literally giving me the Kevin Hart treatment. Like it's really good memeing by Shane. That's super impressive. I was actually gonna reference that before he typed that. That's amazing. That's so fucking funny. That's hilarious. You know what? If I'm like Don Cheadle, I've lived a good life. You know, that dude's got it going on.
That's true. You've lived a long, full life, Jeff.
Yeah. I would aspire to be like Don Cheadle and have people saying "damn" to me. You know, like it's good shit.
Man. All right, let's get to some comments, man, because we haven't addressed any of these comments.
I think we can just end the post game there. I think that was like peak. We did it. We nailed it. You know, like.
Oh man. All right. So Jordan Bob, he brings up the 3 non-shooters lineups. Yeah, that kind of tanked us in the third quarter a little bit. or a lot of it, I want to say, because like while the Celtics are out there like 5 out spraying threes, we have like Precious Achua and like Isaiah Hartenstein, and then his first sub after that was freaking Jericho Sims. Like I know we're shorthanded, but like we traded for guys that can shoot above 40% from 3 for a reason, and one of them can play the 4. Why not try putting them out there? Like put Precious at the 5 and put like four spacers, 4 guys that are going to shoot the ball.
Because that defense would legitimately give me non-flashbacks. Like, do you want Bojan Bogdanovic playing the 4?
Bro, I just want someone to at least shoot the ball.
Tyrese, thing is, the defense wasn't defensing anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but like,
so you might as well go all out on offense. Like, try to match them blow for a little bit at least.
Oh my
dude,
because like Jalen Brunson was like struggling for the longest to like get open looks. Like having those guys out there would have helped a little bit.
Like you can't play all 3 of Sims, Hartenstein, and Precious against this team. Precious has been awesome. I don't want to reduce his minutes, but like with Hartenstein kind of coming back from injury, just give them all the center minutes and play Hart and Bojan at power forward. I don't give a shit. Like you need better spacing. It's the Celtics are too smart. They're just going to exploit the shit out of that.
And they did.
And guess what? It didn't help on the rebound. They got 11 offensive rebounds to our 15.
Bro,
so like
Pritchard was getting offensive boards. Like what?
See, that one made me sick.
That was crazy. They got 11 offensive boards, and they got like 4 of them in one possession. So I mean,
that's supposed to be us doing that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do that.
He looks exactly the same as he did cooking kids in 8th grade on those and 1 mixtapes like 10 years ago. And he's getting offensive rebounds against our big lineups. It's
bro, the thing. My cousin's favorite player is Peyton Pritchard, and my cousin's
why is your cousin racist?
He might maybe.
Khan's roughing it up there. If that's the case, Jesus, favorite player is Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, so
that's
like
crazy.
Bro,
dude.
I'm just getting texts during the game like Peyton Pritchard is like out hustling Josh Hart. Like,
hey, your cousin's just like, yeah, fucking schmooly. Like,
yeah, dude. Like what?
And I'm just like, please shut the fuck up, dude. Like, stop.
Bro, how is someone's favorite player Peyton Pritchard? That's like so weird.
That legitimately feels like a hate crime. During Black History Month is crazy.
It's like someone's favorite player being Sam Hauser. Like what?
That's actually some Aryan Brotherhood shit. I can't. Bro, if Sam House is your favorite player, I wish you on a wanted list.
Bruh. Like, how's Peyton Pritchard your favorite player? That's so random. That's so weird.
Like, if you said Drew Holiday, I'd be like, that's disgusting, but I can understand it. Like, two-time
like you like his defense or something.
Yeah, but like, if your favorite, like, that's like saying your favorite player is Luke Cornett. What the fuck is Luke Cornett done? Oh, I just like lanky white big guys.
Bro, wait, why did the Celtics trade for Xavier Tillman and Jaden Springer if they're not going to play them like actual minutes?
They needed a black people quota because they wanted to make sure
a black people quota.
They're like, hey, look, it's Black History Month. We do love the blacks.
The blacks.
And Darren Morey was like, fuck it, I'll help out for whatever reason.
I thought that part of it was weirder, especially with Embiid out. Like Springer had been playing well in Philly. I like the minutes.
He had a great performance against Steph Curry like the day right before they traded him.
Yeah,
or something like that.
I really like the minutes he'd been giving them. And like if Embiid's going to be out the whole season, fuck it, dude. See what you have in that kid. Like I'm not saying play him 40 minutes a game, but just giving him away for nothing felt very strange.
And then the Grizzlies giving up Tillman. I know like Tillman's not the greatest big man, but like he provided
DPM merchant.
he provided some sort of what you call it, big man depth. Like they have nobody.
I mean, they're probably not going to re-sign him anyway, so like they're kind of just like whatever. I don't know who their center is next year though. That's kind of my question.
I just know Tyrese was like. I just know Tyrese was keeled over every time Sam Hauser hit a 3. That's like
I tweeted about it. I was like, every time that fucking white man shoots, I think it goes in. I'm so fucking annoyed. Like these random ass white role players always fucking torch this team, and I'm like, I don't know what we did. Like, what's trading Patrick Ewing? Is this the fucking curse for trading Patrick Ewing that like every white player that like averages some fucking decent percentage from three, he's just gonna go into the garden and just nuke us. It's mind numbing.
And we couldn't even have Boyan respond to it either. Like Boyan didn't even show up today to respond.
We get a white guy and he just fucking turns into Jello. Dante DiVincenzo doesn't count. He's half black. But like,
there's no excuse for Bogey to be missing those.
The only person to break the curse was Steve Novak. Otherwise, like, we don't have any good white shooters.
What about Kuz? Kuz was sweet.
Kuz was not sweet, dude. Kuz was sweet for a 17-65 team, man.
Yeah.
Stop
yeah.
it.
He was all we had. He was all we had.
I don't even know how to spell his fucking name.
I don't either. And somehow his last name was like the least ridiculous of his two names.
God.
If I recall correctly.
Like Ron Baker wasn't even getting jiggy with it, man. Like this team, which is. Did he even shoot all from three? Like, I'm curious. Yeah, he shot 32% from three. Ass.
What about Sasha Boyachik? I guess he's not really.
Oh my god.
No, the funny shit was when we brought him in, and then like MSG kept replaying the video of him hitting the free throw like while he was on the Lakers, like every game. I don't know if I don't know if you remember that. I just remember that because he was so fucking trash, and then they kept playing that shit every game. I was like 10. That was like one of my first memories watching the Knicks.
One of your first memories watching the Knicks is Sasha Boyachik, and you're still here. Good for you. That is some strength. that is strength. You deserve it. No wonder you were able to be an offensive lineman in your heyday. That is some internal strength.
Yo, shout out to the broadcast who Jordan Bubb brings up in this comment here. 3 non-shooters, Burke Sweet from we missed the playoff show up. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Bogey went cold, Celtics went God mode. Broadcast was mostly about the Celtics. With sprinkle of Knicks, Brunson here and there.
Doris Burke watched Payton Pritchard take like a foul to give, and she was like, "Oh my god!"
She went off on Payton Pritchard. I was like, "Yo, like he just did like the most basic thing ever," and like she just like went on.
Ew, bouncing on it.
I mean, didn't she literally cry on air on opening night when they called fouls on the Celtics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and tonight, even when like Brunson got like that foul in the like third quarter at the end of the third quarter to get the free throw, she was like, "Are we sure that's a foul?"
Dude,
I was like, "What?"
She said that.
I was like, "Are you a Celtics fan?"
Dude, like, when have you ever heard some shit like that, bro? When have you ever heard something like that?
Bro.
On a national broadcast? I mean,
tonight was a Celtics podcast. Like
I miss Mark Jackson so much, bro. I never thought I'd say those words.
This is the first time I think anybody's ever uttered those words.
Bro, I will take the holy water. Like, please.
Dude, I think about him during an NBA Finals game saying he would bang LeBron's wife at least like once a week. That is the funniest thing that's ever occurred, I think. Like, dude, how did he survive that? I don't understand. Like, how did he keep calling games?
He was like on at ESPN until they decided to cut everyone to pay Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp
But like that wasn't it. There was something like later they were like, we don't want to keep this guy around. It wasn't when
I know he was Teflon for a long time up until they decided to just fire everybody.
It wasn't like it wasn't any of the other stuff. It wasn't I'd knock her out of the park. It was we need to give Stephen A. Smith more money. It's fucking crazy.
And Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, they've been cooking together. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
They got good chemistry. I'll give them that. Chris Bernhardt, he says the biggest positive for Hart in these 2 games is that he's pulling the three without hesitation. That's a huge plus.
Yeah. It's a great call by Chris. He's been so much more aggressive shooting off the catch.
And I feel like his decision making has been crisper for the most part. He had some turnovers here and there, but for the most part, he looks very decisive in what he's doing. In terms of like he's gonna either drive to the rim, he's taking the shot. Like it's none of this like hesitation BS that we saw for the greater part of the first part of the season. Yeah,
and like it really, to me, it like shines a light on how the eye test can be skewed or slanted or biased, because to me, the stuff Hart probably does every game, all of the energy stuff, and all of the rebounding, the little things that he does that make him special, they get louder to me when he's doing the shooting stuff that we want him to do, you know? And like, I don't know if that's correct analysis or it's not, but it's like, it's easier to love the whole product because shooting is just so important, especially when he's playing small forward. He just can't be out there to not shoot. So yeah, I mean, I loved what we got from Josh Hart tonight. I thought he played really, I said it on the Strickland Twitter account. I thought he played a really admirable game.
Yeah, and you're just hoping that's more of this, you know, especially heading into the playoffs. And as we get closer to full strength, you know, that just makes him that much more valuable as just a simple role guy. His role will be even more simplified than it is right now, because I feel like right now we're still over complicating things for him. And that's just due to the fact of the bodies that we have. Let's see what other comments we have here. Hawkeye for 20 says, watch this game in the past 2 L's versus the Celtics. I think it's the same all 48. Close first half with some defensive issues, and then nuclear second half where we get outclassed. And I mean, that's where they just start spamming the threes. You know, and that's to what Jeff said earlier about, you know, them, you know, they know what the Knicks want to do defensively, and they know how to exploit it, and that's what they just do every single time.
And the other thing is, and I feel like this will resonate with Khan a lot, Derrick Henry is at his most effective in second halves, in the second part of seasons. He just wears people down and destroys them, and then like you can't tackle Derrick Henry for a whole game. It's just too tiring. Like that shit is so hard. It's easier to be crisper with your rotations and your stunts when you have maximum energy in the first half. But after an entire game of doing that, you're going to slip up on rotations. That's just human nature. It is unreasonable to expect these guys to be this perfect at rotating and stunting and recovering for 48 minutes against a team as good as the Celtics. You have to have another layer to your defense, or it's just not going to work.
This is why we established the run game.
And the Celtics are already shooting like 45% from three in the first half. And you're thinking to yourself as a Knicks fan, you know, all right, that's not a bad half. We're down 4 points, I think it was, after that Hart layup. You know, let's just hope that they turn it down to like 37% for the rest of the game or something. We'll have a shot. And then from 45, they get better and finish the game at 60. Like, that's just stuff that's essentially telling you the second half they shot about, 75-ish% from the field? From three. And they finished the game shooting 70% from the field, 60% from three. So they weren't missing inside the arc either. It's like, I hate to boil it down and simplify it to this, because there was important basketball play tonight, regardless of if, you know, you want to take into account health. But they were just hot as hell. And it, to me, like, that being one and the injuries being two, like, it's just, what else is there really to kind of hold against this team? There's nothing else to say.
Con, did you really tweet the Celtics could shoot popcorn kernel into a stripper's asshole?
What?
That's fucking insane, dude. That's amazing.
That's real.
How did you, like, what was going on up there? You dreamed that, what?
I was like, what is like the smallest thing I can think of that I could shoot?
A stripper's asshole?
And what is the smallest thing I can think of that I would shoot it into?
Where did the stripper's asshole come from?
The second one. And then I had like a vision of just like myself with a popcorn kernel in my hand, just like bang. Right.
Just
right.
Kobe. Right, we've taken this too far. Let's backtrack here.
You could have said the A gap when you're like fucking I don't know. But no, you with the fucking stripper's asshole, dude.
Dude, I went to a private school in high school, and our high school football coach ran the wishbone, like the wing T, and so we would be playing these like public schools with guys 3 times our size. There was nowhere to run, and our running back, like, dude, every single running back who was at our school definitely got CTE. Like they were just getting clobbered every single fucking game. So like if I was making that joke, I would have went there because like, dude, I just always would laugh. Like imagine getting handed off the ball and then there's just like 5 huge guys ready to fuck you up, and we're just like down 42-0, still handing it off, still establishing the run. It was nuts. It was like one of the funny. I wish I could go back and watch those games. That shit was hilarious. And you're just like slowly watching your classmates die and like their brains rot away. You know, like it was crazy.
They just start dropping like flies. The ambulance takes them away one at a time.
Yeah. It's like they forget they forget their name the next day in class, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh man. J Hell says he thinks the 2 or 3 seed dreams are fading away, but I'll take the 4th. I mean, I think OG's coming back. Like what? They said he's gonna get evaluated at the end of this coming week, and he should be starting on-court activities by then if everything is all good. And then
they said Julius
back.
Okay, I have a super important question for you guys.
Yes.
Since we're on the subject of Tibbs, let's say OG comes back Monday. He's not, but let's just say hypothetically. What is the starting lineup?
It would be Precious and OG.
See, like why? Like I just wanted some positivity, Tyrese, and you just had.
So what? It's Jalen, Dante, OG, Precious, and Hartenstein.
Yep.
Like, could it just be Hart? Like I'm not even asking for Boyan. I'm not even asking for like the super spacing lineup. Can it just be Hart? Why can't it be Hart?
At the 3 and then OG at the 4?
Honestly, then again, I forgot he loves Josh Hart. It probably would be Hart.
I would be so encouraged and happy if it was just Josh.
OG and Hart at the 3 and the 4, I'd be shocked beyond belief.
Yeah, that means that he's falling in love with Precious.
Shocked?
I'd be shocked if Josh Hart and OG are not starting together.
Because that means
what odds would you lay me right here on the air? What odds could I get? Shocked. Remember, you'd be shocked. Would you lay plus 1,000?
I think
whoa.
1,000, yeah.
Okay, you want to do my $10 to your 100? First game, OG's back. I got Precious in the starting lineup. You got Josh Hart.
Assuming he's back before Randle?
Yeah, assuming he's back before Randle.
All right. Yeah, I would take those odds. I think.
Okay.
Okay, that means that he's fallen in love with Precious, and that's a problem.
So wait, are we booked too, Tyrese?
Yeah, like I think it would be Hart and OG. I think he played OG at the 4.
Y'all know me. I need crazier odds than that.
Yeah.
You're putting like a 5 parlay thing on OG's in, Precious over 20 minutes, Hart under 37. Like
you don't even have to do that, Con. All you gotta do is
I need crazy odds.
Con, just do Precious to start and the Lynx to win the WNBA finals and give him like plus 20,000.
Why the Lynx pick a straight, bro?
And there you go. Like that's that. Give Sam that parlay, and he's in.
5 on it to win what? 5 on it to win what?
Yeah, 5 to win like 1,000. You know, like dude, that would be the funniest thing ever. Wait, is that a real team or did I make up a W? That's a real team. The Minnesota Lynx. Sam's the world's biggest Lynx fan next year. That'd be the funniest thing ever.
And then they don't win it, and he posts a parlay, and he's like, "What the fuck, guys?"
Yeah. He's like freaking out. He's like, "God damn
bad beat.
I lose it. These guys never. They sell for me every week." I think this is our best show yet, guys. We're crushing it.
Oh man. JL says watching Burks is dead. It's uncomfortable right now. I don't trust him to do anything positive. I think he's just being overextended, and I think Thibs is just like still being overly reliant on him as a point guard somehow. Like in the lineups where he's out there with Deuce, he still has him like initiating offense. It's very bizarre. I'm hoping Thibs snaps out of it, but knowing how he feels about Burks, besides the Sixers game, it's very discouraging, I would say.
I mean, it's just look at this game. Like he just doesn't trust Deuce, and it's honestly infuriating. So Burks played 3 more minutes than Deuce. He took 4 more shots. He scored 4 fewer points. He was minus 13 to Deuce's plus 4. He somehow had 1 less assist. And by 1 less, I mean Deuce had 1. Like God damn it. All right, next question. Like, it's just so. I actually think if this keeps up any longer, Deuce should be the 9th man in the rotation, and Burks just shouldn't be in it.
There's something to be said about Deuce. Just comes into the series against Cleveland, handles Garland and Spida. Comes in tonight, makes his presence felt. The last game against Philly, handles Tyrese Maxey. Like, there's not a lot more to that the kid has to prove to me, man. Like, he's even shooting 40% from 3, and the threes are getting harder every game he plays.
Forget trusting him as an initiator. He can just play off Jalen too. Like, even if you want someone else to start the offense, whether that's Bojan or Josh Hart, like, Deuce can be a spacer. You have to respect his gravity. At this point, I'm not going to say clearly, but like, the shooting does seem legit. Even if it's not 40%, it could be 35, 36.
He's starting to drive more too.
Yeah, he's starting to score inside the arc better. He
hit a pull-up.
Deserves to be out there. Yeah, he deserves to be out there. And I didn't get why. Like, I got why Tibbs wanted to keep Brunson out there, because that was a turning point in the game. I got that. But Deuce could have just been next to him. That would have been fine. Didn't have to be Burks. Deuce is better on right now. He's better on both ends.
Man, we are running into the same problems we ran into a couple years ago. Burks versus IQ, man. We're doing it again. The remix, Burks versus Deuce. We just can't escape it. It's ridiculous.
I'm a big fan of Burks too, but it's just like, bro,
his role has to be simple.
Bro, beyond that, if you tracked his passes, I guarantee you his like shot to pass ratio is like 3-1. It's fucking nuts. Anytime he touches the ball, you could pretty much like just start running down to the other side of the court.
I like the idea of Khan and his cousin arguing about who's better between Alec Burks and Peyton Pritchard.
I'm not even arguing, bro. It's Peyton Pritchard. Like,
oh, fuck, man.
No, your racist is better. No, your racist is better. Like,
No, your racist is better.
Hey, but I will go to war for Deuce McBride over Peyton Pritchard, though. That's not even a conversation.
Thank you for being an ally.
My brother.
Hey guys, I think we just solved racism. I think we did it.
Khan is the Cody Rhodes of the fucking Strickland.
Sam, you remember that in Superstore when they have like the 10-minute conversation about feminism?
Yes.
And at the end, Garrett's just like, "Congrats, guys! I think we just solved feminism."
Bro, that show is amazing. I love that show.
Yeah,
oh my
so
god.
Good.
All right. So Jordan Bub says, for Thibodeau, look at Doc Rivers and Monty Williams in the playoffs. When they didn't adjust, they got fired. Do you think if Thibs gets fired, he gets another chance anywhere else? Man, we were just talking about this on the last post game. We were talking about like how Doc just finds a way to get jobs everywhere else. Even when he didn't want a job, he was telling the Bucks, he was like, "Why are you doing this?" He's like, "Why are you doing this?"
He said, "Please don't do this to me."
I really hope it actually went down this way. Like, Doc's like in a meeting and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're just like, "We need you. We need you, Doc."
I hope he was like sobbing, saying like, "Why are you doing this?
Like, I don't want to sign the contract.
Please let me go home."
Dude, I had fucking Pistons Magic on tonight, and I swear to God, Monty is not even soft quitting. He's loud quitting. So they had for like 8 minutes both Ivy and Cade on the bench at the same time. All right, like we're already failing. And then at the end of in the middle of the fourth quarter or whatever, they're making a run. They get Ivy and Cade back in, and he's like, "All right, we need someone to play off them." And he keeps Fournier in over Grimes. I actually thought that Detroit Pistons Twitter was about to have fucking aneurysm. Like, I saw some of the funniest tweets I've ever seen. I didn't see anything as crazy as like, should we kill all the players to get that rule? Like, I didn't see that, but dude, Pistons fans were losing their mind.
Bro, the funniest one was the one where they said they should just start punching players. And somehow Isaiah Stewart found that probably and took it serious and punched Drew Eubanks before they even stepped onto a basketball court.
God, People are just so much funnier than I am. That's so fucking good. Like, should we just start beating the shit out of players?
Did like anybody find out what like did Drew Eubanks say shit to him or no? Like,
bro, nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what happened. They just know Isaiah Stewart dropped his bags and snuffed Drew Eubanks in the face.
Honestly, I don't think Isaiah Stewart even knows. Like, he's just like he just didn't like the cut of his jib, you know. He's just like,
I fucking hate your Louis bag.
they fucking had him in the fucking interviewing room. They were like, "Why'd you do this?" He's like, "Fuck, wait, I did that shit." Like,
well, that's like the Ron Artest story after they got the season-long suspensions. Like, he's like, after the brawl, the Mouse in the Palace or whatever, apparently in the locker room after it happened, Artest's like, "Shit, man, you think I'm gonna get in trouble?" It's fucking amazing.
That's how you know he's really insane. Like, that's how you know he's legitimately insane.
I mean,
I think Isaiah Stewart is of that.
Yeah.
I think Isaiah Stewart is of that ilk.
bro, let me tell you, I think Isaiah Stewart would do better rushing the passer than he would.
Oh hell yeah, he's meant for football.
Absolutely.
Did y'all see that clip of him running towards LeBron a couple years ago?
Oh, dude, I was looking at that and I was like, if this guy has never played football in his life, that's some of the best beginner technique I've ever seen.
Bro, that was a 3-code drill he ran. Like, that made no fucking sense.
I was like, yep, swim move into the rip, into the long arm. Like, dude, come to East.
Bro, he used to play for the Detroit Lions.
Bro, like, him and
they could have used him. They could have used him.
This a lot of fucking noise, bro.
Dude, I bet LeBron was
shook.
Yeah, shook. That's one word to say. Like, holy shit, you see that dude running at you, and you're
bro
with a bloody face too. His face
his
is like
last line of
bloody.
defense was Russell Westbrook with his fists up. Like, yeah, I'd be shook too.
Yo, oh man.
I bet LeBron has somebody courtside each game waiting to like take a shot for him. You know, like, no, definitely not Savannah. Just like, no, I bet there's like a fill-in guy. If anything ever happens, somebody's waiting.
It was Shannon Sharp that one game versus the Grizzlies.
That was so funny.
I forgot Shannon Sharp was going to war with them.
But no, to this question though, do we think Thibs gets another chance anywhere else after this? Because like
he's not getting fired. He's not getting fired. So there's this like.
But if he were to,
Detroit,
I don't think.
Detroit.
Okay.
He's still only like 65, so probably.
Christ.
Dude, if I was like the Hornets, I would fucking run to give Tibbs a job, honestly.
They already have Tibbs. They have like Tibbs minus.
Bro,
Tibbs minus.
Steve Clifford is like so fucking done over there.
Bro, he hates them.
His reaction to that fight was so good. He was just like, "What the fuck?"
Young boy NBA.
The way George Karl tweets about Melo is like Steve Clifford will tweet like that about the entire roster once he's out of there.
He's gonna tweet about fucking.
He's tweeting about LaMelo like that all the time. I guarantee it.
LaMelo
has quit on that team, bro. He's done.
Somebody posted in response to the video of the Hornets fight. Somebody just posted a picture of Grant Williams in his interview with Taylor Rooks smiling, and I was laughing for like 5 minutes.
Yo,
oh, man,
bro, why did Grant Williams insert himself there? He's such a dweeb.
That's such a good word.
He's a locker room leader.
Bruh, Hornets fans, they were going to war on Twitter for Grant Williams after that scuffle, man. They were going to war for him.
All 15 of them?
Yes, all 15 of them.
Bro, they haven't even taken him out to lunch yet, dude. He's been there for like a week and a half.
You don't understand, they're locked in.
But do we think Brooks has to get the loser stench off of him? Like the Detroit loser stench?
Yeah.
No,
he's got the Monty Williams juice on him.
He's Monty pilled. He'll be fine.
You're the first person ever to say that. He's got the Monty Williams juice on him. Yikes. Pause. Yeah, that's no good.
Christ.
Some crazy stuff is happening up in Detroit. Yo, Monty, you get.
No, but I meant to say that
video Doc Rivers getting water sprayed on him.
But like Burks, like he definitely has like the loser tendencies still. Like he has that shot selection like that's insane that only Monty Williams would allow him to get away with. in Detroit.
Somebody hand him a towel so he can get that juice off. Oh shit, man! Let's just end the show.
Oh man. All right. Okay, we're 27. There's 34 of you guys now. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. I think we'll end here. Chris Bernhardy says, "Be careful." Sam's putting money on hockey now. Here's the tip for me: put the over on Igor Shesterkin saves and Adam Fox points. Power play.
Betting on hockey is gonna be like real degenerate shit.
Bro, I won $1,000 over on hockey the other day.
Of course you did.
I know people who bet on like fucking CS:GO, dude. It's not even close to the worst thing.
CS:GO.
Yeah, there's people that bet on esports. So
betting on a bunch of Eastern Europeans to fucking hit buttons is nuts,
bro. CS:GO, fucking Korean baseball, like
I haven't reached those levels.
It gets real bad. Sam's not even halfway down. Yet.
Give Sam one boring ass day in July, and I swear to God, he's gonna be betting on the wild. He's gonna be betting on cricket.
Bro, July. What is there, like baseball, right?
Yeah.
No, you'll bet on cricket.
Exactly.
Fucking. Oh, the Olympics are this year. You're going crazy.
Oh, these Olympic same game parlays.
You're betting
allow me to.
You're betting on long jump over unders.
Nah, I'm betting on basketball. No, I'm sticking to my sports. I'm betting Olympic basketball.
When you start betting on figure skating, that's when I know you're going down the fucking rabbit hole.
I just found this out back when I was playing in high school. There was action on the high school football games I was playing in. I had no fucking clue. And that was crazy to me because.
Okay, Sam, when you start betting on horses?
I'm not betting on horses, dog. I'm betting on like actual sports.
But what if you join a betting on horses Discord?
Nah. Bro, I'm not joining that. I have no interest in betting on horses.
Are you gonna bet on like synchronized
swimming? Not my interest. No. I only bet on things I'm interested in. I'm interested in hockey like when there's playoffs, but like now, like when during the All-Star break, I was like, let me dabble.
You would have been cooking with Prime Michael Phelps. I'm not gonna lie.
His odds would have been doo-doo anyways. He was always a favorite.
No,
he would have been minus 750 in like most of those races.
No, but like you would have like them 4x4 relays. You would have been like, all right, I trust the Jamaicans.
The Jamaicans on the bobsleighing team, those would have been fired. No, those odds.
Bro,
again,
betting on Cool Runnings, it would have cleaned out like fucking.
Bro, I'm telling you, like you cannot bet on favorites in these things. The odds would have been doo-doo.
Tyrese, what are the odds on a Drew McIntyre to beat Seth Rollins?
Minus 5,000.
Really? Okay,
dude, that shit. Yeah, he's absolutely losing that. Drew's hot as fuck right now.
All right, you could have just said over.
Okay, his act is hot as fuck right now.
It's still bad.
Okay, whatever. He's winning the fucking title.
Thank God. Thank God we're free of Seth Rollins.
Everyone's rooting for Roman to go over again, right? Like that.
Stop it. No. Look, I'm just.
That would legitimately be one of the funniest things to ever occur. Like,
I need a fucking prop for Stone Cold. That's what I need. Give me like a Stone Cold prop, and I swear to God, I would take the fucking over. Like over 0.5 Stone Cold appearances, I would take the over.
Oh, okay. Now I got you. Yeah. What I really would fuck with is if The Rock is trying to get in there, like trying to interfere in the match, and then the Stone Cold pop hits. That would be awesome.
Like, give me a prop for like finishers hit during the match. That'd be fire. Like prop on like Spears, like 2.5 Spears.
What about a run? What about like a over 28.5 minute runtime?
Oh, that shit is going over. It's a Roman Reigns match.
28.5 is high though.
Dude, Roman Reigns matches are like 35 minutes of melodrama. It's like fucking time of our lives in wrestling. And I love it. I watch that shit religiously.
You guys are too young for this, but like some of the best WrestleMania props back in the day were betting the over on the Undertaker's entrance. Love that shit, dude. He would take like 20 minutes to get to the ring. It was crazy. It was like some of the freest money there was.
That's all right.
I'm not putting up that comment, Shane. You need Jesus. All right. I think that's it.
All right. I think we're gonna end here. Next game is who against what?
The Pistons on Monday.
Pistons versus Wow. Okay. All right. That should be a win. right? Like if we lose that game, or like if that game's
I
even
need
like close to being
Grimes head.
competitive.
We need to bash in Grimes' skull. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh wow.
We need to play fucking bongos on his acne.
Bro, but like not like there should be no reason why this game is close tomorrow, right? I mean not tomorrow, but on Monday, right? I mean the Pistons have been competitive lately, like even today versus the Magic, but like we should handle business versus them. Like I don't have any doubts that we handle them. I mean like Monty's playing like what, a 12-man rotation at this point? Like he's
Dude.
insane.
I was like, yeah, I said it earlier. That was an infuriating game to watch from the Pistons' perspective. Dude, they were running offense through Malachi Flynn with both Ivy and Cade on the bench. I was just like, what are they gaining here? Like, would Monty have an answer? Like, what is the point of this? What
camaraderie?
Bro, at this point, like
Sorry.
I don't even know like I can't even comprehend like what's going on in Detroit. Like these teams got to believe these coaches when they say they don't want to coach anymore, or they're done coaching for the year.
There's crack going on in Detroit
Because the Pistons and the Bucks both hired coaches that do not want to coach currently, and we're seeing the result of it.
And it should be easy to fire Monty. Apparently, he's spreading his juice everywhere. Like all you got to do is just use that as.
He's healing the
Yeah, sorry.
Bro, the Bucks gave Doc Rivers $40 million.
Yes, bro.
Over 3 years.
Yes, they're giving out free money. Can they give me some free money? I will coach the Bucks and do the same thing that Doc is doing right now. Stand on the bench with my hands in my pockets
and lose my voice
and be a black guy. Like I can do that. I trust you. Trust me, Milwaukee. I can do that. I can be the black guy that stands with his hands in his pockets on the sideline. And lets them do whatever they want.
So they're paying Mike Budenholzer $8 million this year,
and Adrian Griffin.
And then let me look up Adrian Griffin's contract. They're paying Griffin $4 million a year, and so they were like,
that's racist.
So they were like, all right, let's just give 10 to Doc Rivers.
We just out here paying black people.
Like, yo, let me go down to Milwaukee and give them my resume.
For real.
Since they're just hiring anybody.
$22 million for Doc Rivers to coach your basketball team is not great. Man.
when
you're gonna fire him next year too is nuts.
Bro, they're gonna fire him and they're gonna like fucking
pay 4 coaches.
They're
gonna bring
back Bud.
Imagine bringing back Bud.
Hey, bro, you got 2 years of this contract left. You trying to tap in?
Dude, firing Budenholzer was such a joke, by the way. Like, I'm not like super high on Budenholzer, but
yeah, me neither. But yeah.
Sorry, Giannis got hurt, and they literally ran into Satan's magic. Like, okay, did nobody watch those Heat games?
Bro,
Jimmy Butler made a game-tying shot from the floor. Like, what? Oh, yeah, if we had a better coach, that wouldn't have happened. Fuck out of here, dude.
Oh, like Brett Brown is like totally going to be their coach after they fire Dr.
He's so funny. Yeah.
Like it's gonna be some dude like Brett Brown.
They gave him he was grandfathered in for putting up with the tanking, and then they finally got good, and he was just he was so overmatched. Nice guy though. Nice guy. Probably. I would
man. All right, I think we're gonna end things here. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you guys also check out all the links in the description. We got links to the site, merch. Make sure you guys check out the site. We got lots of brand new pieces out, including a piece on the All-Star Weekend. Shout out to Zach and Vivek. We got a piece by Miranda on Sabrina Ionescu and Kenny Smith's terrible thoughts. So definitely check that out. We got links to the merch. We got links to the Patreon. Make sure you guys get in on the Patreon. It's another way to support us and a way to get in on the Discord where all of us are there. And we interact occasionally. At least I try to occasionally. But yeah, and we also got links to the Twitter. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter and make sure you follow us on Instagram. I did not forget this time. We'll catch you guys after the game on Monday versus the Pistons. Hopefully the Knicks take care of business and this game is not something that we have to sweat. And we'll catch you all then. Everyone enjoy your Sunday. Peace out.